Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today, we're going to be doing something a little different than our usual thing. One of my subscribers, Joe Rocker, has actually sent me a story of one of his interactions he had with a customer. Joe Rocker, thank you so much for sending me this email and making this video possible. Now, he did ask for all his personal information to be redacted, so I'm going to read this to the best of my ability. But this was a crazy story, and I wanted to be able to share it with you all. So with that said, I want to go over what Joe Rocker sent me, how it could be for Dashers and customers, and everything in between. But before we do any of that, if you guys want to send me anything, whether it be an email or something to my P.O. box, all that information is going to be in the description or on screen before you, so feel free to send me whatever you like. And you might also end up being featured in a video as well. So with that said, let's get started. So I got one of these new have the customer sign for their order deliveries. This was my first one. After I arrived at the merchant to pick up the order, the customer contacted me via the Dasher app. Text message asked me to please leave their order at the door and sign for me. I am on bed rest. And I responded with, I'm not signing anything for you. The customer then responds with, I'll have my sister sign for me. Okay, so that's an interesting thing that just came up. So something that Doordash started doing was actually having the customer sign for the order. This usually comes up because the customer you received is actually causing Dashers to get contract violations for customer order never arrived. So in order to combat that, they're having customers sign for it. Now customers are combating that with claiming, oh, they're on bed rest. That's not okay, and that's a great way for them to get you another contract violation. So do what you can to not fall for that. Also, having your sister sign for you, that isn't right. You can't actually do that. Like, if you're the person ordering the food, you gotta be the one to sign it. Now, is anybody gonna argue with that? Probably not, but let's see what Joe Rocker did. This is when I contacted Doordash customer service because I was concerned that the customer was trying to pull a fast one, and I didn't want to be accused of anything. Now I get a pretty good idea why Doordash is asking us to get the customer to sign, and it's likely because they have a history of reporting that they didn't get their order, and Doordash is trying to make sure that they don't have to reimburse bad customers who are trying to steal food. That aside, as I am walking up to the customer's apartment, I get a call from Doordash driver support rep, and they are trying to talk to me, but I'm trying to deliver the order. I was carrying 2 drinks and the food, so I couldn't walk and talk at the same time. So I had to set down the order and explain to the rep that I can't talk. I've actually been in this situation recently where I'm trying to talk to the customer and the security guard for their building. Usually what I like to do is I like to talk to the person who has authority first. So in this case, I would actually finish my conversation with the rep if it's important and pertinent to the order, and then I could try to actually talk to the customer or handle the customer, even if I have to put down the food for a second. And yeah, definitely means they have a history of stealing food. Once I get to the customer's apartment, I knock on the door. They crack the door just barely enough to slide the drinks through and take the food. Behind them is a large dog barking at me. I handed the customer their order and they looked at my phone and I saw for the first time the process on the app to have them sign and ask them to sign at the spot. They did, and as I began to walk away, I realized that they also have to type their name. So I went back to their apartment and knocked and had to hand them my phone. I had to hand them my $1,700 cell phone. My unlocked $1,700 cell phone that I make all my money on. My expensive unlocked cell phone that has all my private stuff on, from pictures to credit card information and conversations with my girlfriend. I had to hand them my $1,700 phone so they could use their bed rest hands and cover my phone with their hands. Not gonna lie, I would actually just type that part in myself. Like, I understand everything you're saying. I understand why you would actually want them to type in that information because you don't want to be liable for anything. anything. But at the same time, I would just be the guy to say, hey, can you just spell your name for me so I could do this? I know you're sick. I don't want you to get germs on it. Let's just get this part done. Their signature is what really matters here. But on the other hand, $1,700 cell phone. You spent that much money on a phone? Like, maybe I just don't understand current phones these days, because I feel like they're always so expensive and it doesn't make sense. Even if all of the features are unlocked and everything, it's a lot of money to drop on a phone. I'm thinking about getting a second phone myself, but I don't want to spend $1,700 on it. Like, I would take a cheapo $300 phone, so I'm not worried about this stuff. Like, I definitely could tell you value that phone very highly, but that's exactly why I would prefer to bring cheapo things for work, because you're trusting customers with valuable information. Like, what? Mind you, this person has already shown ill intent, which is why you're asking them to sign. What if the customer kept my phone? What if the customer smashed my phone? What if they unintentionally dropped my phone? Would DoorDash reimburse the cost of my phone, a new one, or repairs? I don't remember that in our contract if it is in there. What if the customer has communicable diseases? What if the customer's dog got out and attacked me? There's a lot to consider here insofar as safety concerns. All right, let me answer each question to the best of my ability. If the customer kept your phone, you're out of phone. I sincerely doubt they would smash your phone, but I would definitely see it happening. What if they unintentionally dropped my phone? Well, then they dropped your phone. Whether or not it breaks is dependent on the phone case that it has, how it drops, and everything else that goes into that. DoorDash doesn't reimburse anybody. What are you talking about? It's definitely not in our contract. If they have communicable diseases, then you're probably getting sick. If the dog got out and attacked you, there is actually one good news. DoorDash does actually cover personal injuries that happen on the job because you're on the job. Now, I made a video talking all about how you can file for that kind of claim. I'll leave that in the description. Feel free to check it out. Now, these are the questions that DoorDash asked them throughout the email going back and forth. Was anyone hurt or injured? I don't know. I now have to spend money on a COVID test and get my booster shot because of this incident. Well, I hope that you're okay, but realistically speaking, I don't think they're gonna cover you for the COVID test if you didn't get COVID. Can you provide photos or videos of the incident to help with the investigation? I did not think to take screenshots of the customer asking me to sign for them. Actually speaking though, I'm genuinely considering, if I do go back on DoorDash, I would actually have a screen recording of that entire incident happening. Also, consider getting a body cam so that way when these customers come up, you could prove that you didn't have any issues with them. Can you provide the delivery details? The delivery was from Corner Bakery Cafe for a customer named Biona. That should be plenty. And I feel like because you provided those emails and had that paper trail, you'll be okay. Aside from what you've initially shared with us, was there other unusual behavior that you've observed? I couldn't get a good look at the customer because they wouldn't open their door, but only a couple of inches, for which I'm glad because they had an aggressive dog. Yeah, that's one of the challenges of actually dealing with customers with dogs, because you don't know whether or not they're aggressive, and if you do know they're aggressive, then you can't ask them to come all the way out because, well, their dog's aggressive. Your safety's at risk at that point. Other relevant information. I believe if you're going to ask us to take deliveries to these kinds of people, you should let us know at the acceptance screen that a signature will be required, so that way we can make an informed decision if we want to take the order. For me, this order became a stacked order, but I got the order while I was picking up another order from Little Caesars Pizza. But I do not remember seeing anything about a signature required until I was at the area of the customer's address. I ended up losing out on money because of the stress of this incident. I clocked out when went to Walgreens to buy a COVID test and more sanitizer and schedule an appointment with my doctor. Additionally, my girlfriend wants me to wait before seeing her again to make sure I'm not sick from this. And I've had to cancel plans with her and other things. There has got to be a better way to handle bad customers who lie about not getting their food than having us drivers go through all this. Now, the problem with having having them tell you if they need a signature upon acceptance, if they're going to do it for that reason, they should be doing it for all orders. Whether it's contactless, whether it's meet at the door, hand to customer, whether it's you need a PIN number, a signature, everything. If it's a stacked order, I wouldn't even accept them on DoorDash because under normal circumstances, DoorDash stacked orders just suck, man. And unfortunately, the fact that you're claiming that you had to buy a COVID test, hand sanitizer, make an appointment with a doctor, cancel plans with the girlfriend, more likely that's not going to be a major issue to DoorDash. DoorDash doesn't really care about that stuff. And that's one of the things about being an independent contractor. If you have a problem with it, you just don't accept the order or you just unassign the order. But that's really a major issue for cancellation rates or completion rating. Now, is there a better way to handle it? Yes, but not a way that's going to keep DoorDash making money. Because here's the reality. They're doing this to force customers to sign like that. At the same time, they damn well know that they're just going to continue to do the same thing anyway, so they're having people sign. Oh, what if we deactivate them? They'll just make another account. The problem is you have to blacklist the location and their credit card information. DoorDash isn't going to do that because they like money. And they'd rather replace a driver than lose a customer, which is really sad. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I think, unfortunately, because of this situation where customers are having to sign for orders, everyone's got to be hyper aware of the concept that these customers are going to try to pull a fast one on you every single time. So instead of them actually signing for the order, they're gonna try to say, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I have my sister signing. Oh, I have an aggressive dog. Whether or not it's true is irrelevant because now you're risking not only a contract violation by dealing with that kind of customer, you're also risking your personal items. Like this guy had a $1,700 cell phone and that cell phone was at risk of being handed to a customer. He's also risking that he's gonna get sick because he's dealing with someone who claimed to be on bed rest. Which is why I think it's more important now than ever, if you're gonna be driving for DoorDash specifically, to have a body cam and to actually record your screen when you're dealing with a customer that asks you to sign for the order. On iPhone, that's relatively easy. But for Android, I think it's pretty easy. Either way, you gotta make sure that's available because if this happens to you, and you get a contract violation, it's irresponsible to not have that. Honestly, I don't think DoorDash is going to be willing to do anything more than they already are, unless this results in not too much change. Because if this actually is reducing the number of customers that are stealing from DoorDash, they're gonna end up losing more money by not having that customer. So they're going to find ways to cut expenses because they just lost money. And sometimes that can even just be another driver. But all in all, thank you, Joe Rocker, for the story. This was a very interesting situation, and I hope that everything turned out okay, man, because I don't think anybody deserves to have gone through what you've gone through. Stay safe out there. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!